something to counter her. There is no... this is only available on the PC, Heinrich. The full release will be available on all platforms, but the early access is only on PC through Steam.
You mortals are all alike. Go away.
Consume Molly root to transform back.
My magic. How did you... Wait, please don't hurt me. Before you judge, listen.
These goats?
Mortals. Trespassers. Thought they could steal from me. They don't deserve your pity. When the floods came, I protected them. But one of them, a beautiful man with skin like an olive tree, betrayed me. He defiled my grove, stealing my sacred lily.
I do have the
and ran
sacred
off
lily.
into the night. Now, none of them may leave. Let them bleat like the greedy little goats they are.
Well, they're innocent.
I was innocent. I was kind and welcoming. I opened my arms and my grove. No, never again.
And if I return the lily?
Why should I trust another mortal? Your tongues only know how to speak lies. But, yes, if I had my lily back, I suppose I could lift my spell on these others.
Well, here you go.
You found it, and you returned it. I'm sorry, perhaps I was too quick to judge all mortals. And what about the thief? What happened to him?
Not sure.
That's a shame. He was so beautiful. Who knew beauty could be so treacherous?
Oh, honey,
You
you've
kept
learned the
your
number
word.
one rule of life.
So, I will keep mine. My cat, you are free. Thank your friend here.
Thank you.
Do not come back, lest I change my mind.
Never, merciful nymph. Never. Strange. I can hardly remember being human. Started to feel like I'd been a goat my whole life.
You're back. Is there something you wish to talk about?
What about the floods?
I am the river. My sisters and I. When the Ichthians destroyed the dam, I burst forth. I couldn't control where the water went. Such a disaster. So many dead and drowned. Glaukos. What do you want to know about that coward? He's hiding from his mistakes, as usual.
Slander. Having once been mortal made Glaukos a better god than any Olympian.
Okay. I did ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, we've almost got that to 100. Alright, I'm gonna keep going with this because it gives me increased energy. I'll get one more point. next. Well, get feeling better, Heinrich. It's never fun to be sick.
Get them off us! Ah! Some backup! Thank you! The fishmen are using smoke atop the hill to signal attacks on the Pagos elevator. We're meant to stop them. Listen, we could really use your help. If you lead the way, we'll follow.
Oh, I can do that. But before we do, I'll take it.
We need to stop the smoke.
Oh my god,
signals
that
atop
helmet
the
looks
hill or Pagos
ridiculous.
is doomed. Lead the way, and we'll follow.
Oh man. I like the hood more than that ridiculous headdress. I can't wear the headdress. It does give me an energy barrier, but I don't. Oh, the cooldown rating is nice, man. It just looks so stupid. Oh, screw it. What? These guys are running off doing stupidity. Come back! Wait! Oh, hang on. I didn't realize I still had a bot, one of these guys up.
Not enough energy. Praise Athena's aegis. We're not dead. Dear gods, a counterattack's coming.
I didn't even get a chance to loot everything.
You killed them all. How did you do that?
I'm just that good.
Everyone in Pagos can breathe easier now. And, I'm pretty sure I'd be dead if you hadn't helped. So, thanks. Really. Could you report back to Penny
Yeah, right,
Ponte
JK.
and let her know
Oh,
we succeeded?
oh no, I'm gonna have to order
We'll stay
pizza
here
and play
to
a
hold
video
the
game.
hill. Since we've got a good vantage, I can give you an overview of what I've been told about the area if you want.
It sucks being sick, but at the same time. Pizza sounds really good. I wonder if I can get away with ordering pizza today. Ring of Death. Spell damage, weapon strike damage, increased critical hit chance. No, I won't get pizza today. I just remembered because Chris brought home a bunch of leftovers from yesterday. So I've got cochinita pibil and I've got pozole. We've got lots of leftovers to eat. Yeah, that's reporting back. No, hang on. How do I? There we go.
Oh, dear Glaukos. Going hunting?
I don't think I have enough of these.
You don't have enough yet.
The commander was down here at the base of the elevator.
You again. We haven't had an assault for a while. The Ichthians must have given up, thank Ares.
Well, I took care of the smoke signals.
Really? You actually followed my orders and succeeded? Without dying? That's refreshing. I'm glad to have you in the militia. Kill any Ichthians you come across, and I'll keep you in my prayers. Now that the elevator assaults have ceased, I can finally take a moment to breathe. The important things now are rescuing refugees and attempting counterattacks. You're welcome in Pyrgos anytime, soldier. The village owes you a debt.
And I intend to collect. I'll take first pick at the virgins, and also... Well, this is Greek mythology, right? Like, we have to do it roleplay style, right? I am blessed by the gods. Give me your wine, give me your women, give me all your money. And then I will rescue you.
Dear Glaukos, what am I gonna do?
Okay, let me see here. Let me check a couple things before we go any further. The humanity. Merc. I love how every single person. I cannot wait, by the way, um, to. We might record the video live today, actually. So, matter of fact, let me timestamp this. This will be a great moment to segue into a video. So yesterday, if you didn't get a chance to catch it, I published a video on why I'm having so much fun with this game and the story. Like, I love the story, the Greek mythology. I loved Titan Quest 1 because of the Greek mythology. And that's always been a draw for me, is that mythical element of a story that I know and I love. And every time I play a game or watch a TV show or a film that has anything to do with like the Greek and Roman mythos, my mind was thinking Rome, but I said Greek. That was fun. Dyslexia, yay! I always think about the story. Like the story is what draws me in to watch those shows. So what's really amusing to me is the people who have commented on that video about why I really love Titan Quest 2 and the story aspect of it and the fact that it has an easy story mode, right? And directly in that video, I directly compared it to Path of Exile 2. Both of these games are in early access, and I don't like Path of Exile 2 as much as this. And the reason why is because A, I don't know the mythology of Path of Exile like I do the Greek mythology, but more importantly, this game has a story mode which allows me to very casually play the game and just immerse myself in the story of this character and the Greek mythology. And so many people have commented in that video, nah, just admit it, old man. You suck. It's a skill issue. You just don't like Path of Exile, Path of Exile 2 because you suck at gaming and you have no skill. You don't know how to play. And it makes me chuckle when I hear those types of commentary. My wife's phone is going off somewhere. Because I play games for a living. I play lots of different types of games. Every type of game that you play is going to challenge you in some way or another. We're constantly relearning these different combinations of controls to play the different games we play. I play 4 to 6 games a month as a general rule, and so we're constantly challenging ourselves with learning new skill sets, new rotations. This is how we keep the mind fresh. And we're constantly learning ways to play all the different games we play. We play Xbox games, we play PlayStation games, we play PC games, and all of these games change the way that they control and the way that they play. It is a skill set having to completely relearn skill combinations. Skill is not the issue. The issue is games that focus on having hardcore mechanics, and hardcore mechanics are things that where if you miss a button press, your character dies. These would be Dark Souls games, the Souls-like experiences, but also the current version of Path of Exile 2, where they haven't finished balancing the game yet. And so the normal mode um, is still very difficult. JK says, I like Path of Exile 2, but I hate 5% of level XP and you get one-shotted. You hate the XP loss in one shot. Yes, the one shot is specifically what I'm talking about. And you'll see a lot of the people who only play that one game. That's the only game they play. They've never learned another skill set. They've never learned how to play other games. They only play Path of Exile 2 Early Access. And they will say that anybody who can't master that system has a skill issue. And it's like, bitch, please. I master new skill sets every single week because I play a lot of different games. It's not a skill issue. The reality is that games like Titan Quest 2, which offer a story mode for people, are always going to be superior games because they offer players the ability to adapt the gameplay to suit them. Even better are games that have accessibility sliders, and so you can adjust things like how much damage the enemies are doing, how big of a parry window you have, things of that nature. Accessibility is key. The more people you can give access to your game, the better that game is going to be in the long run because you have so many people playing your game, as opposed to having a game that is only focused on this tight group or this tight niche of players. Don't get me wrong, I like Path of Exile 2 for what it offers, which is a crunchy ARPG, but I also don't like playing that game for long periods of time in its current state because they haven't yet figured out the balance. And there is nothing more like mood killing to me than XP loss and getting one-shotted because I missed a button press. So anybody who tunes into my normal streams a lot, I have a lot of cats, I have ducks, I have chickens, I have a homestead. My wife comes in quite frequently when I'm streaming to say hi, to bring me food. Sometimes she needs me to step away and help with the etc. So there's a lot of things that will take me away from focusing 100% on the screen in front of me. And to suggest that that is a skill issue because oh, what's that, honey? Boom, I missed a button press. Oh, what's that? Boom, I missed a button press and I die. That's not the same thing. We're not talking about skill at that point. We're talking about a game that is punishing you for not 1000% being locked in. Which is why a game like this, that is far more casual friendly, is always going to be a better game in terms of applying to many more people, because if it's the fact that it has a story mode that you can casually play through. Not to mention, I just love the story mode. I love the story of this game way more than Path of Exile because I know the lore, I know the Greek mythology, or as we said earlier, the Greek mythology. Knowing the mythos allows you to have a level of familiarity that I'm never going to have with Path of Exile because I haven't spent 40 plus years knowing and reading stories about and watching movies around and immersing myself in that Greek and Roman mythology. Um, uh, I'm not going to agree with that entirely, Simperplay. If you're getting one-shotted in Path of Exile 2, it's teaching you to improve your build, whether it's through more power or more resistances, and you come back and beat it, which is satisfying. That's not inherently true. There is an aspect of if you're having difficulty facing a specific encounter, there might be some need to go back and analyze, oh, okay, he's doing this, I need to build up my resistances to that. That's true. But when a game inherently has you being one-shotted because you weren't paying attention to a button press, whether it's a block or a dodge, because there are a lot of mechanics in Path of Exile 2 that are unblockable. Like, you're meant to, if you miss the dodge, you die. If you miss the parry, you die. If you know what I mean? Like, no different than like Expedition 33 or many of the Souls-like precision games where you're meant to press a button at a specific point in time, and if you don't do the button press, your character dies. That has nothing to do with build improvement, resistance, gear. That we're not talking about the same thing. We're talking about specific one-shot mechanics. I am never, ever, ever going to be in favor of one-shot mechanics in games because I don't think that it adds to the experience in any way, shape, or form. And which is why, for me, games like Titan Quest II are always going to be superior to games that have one-shot mechanics. Also, who does experience loss anymore? That's a little ridiculous. Um, the reason that no one plays EverQuest anymore, as an example, is because no one wants to deal with XP loss and level loss and loot loss and all that other shit. There's a very tiny, 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 tiny percentage of people in the gaming community that like that hardcore permadeath type shit. That does not represent the vast majority, like 99.9% of gamers out there. Um, so story mode is key. I think Titan Quest 2 as an early access product is superior to what Path of Exile 2 is offering in its early access because, and specifically due to the accessibility options. This allows the average everyday casual player to jump in and get an experience with an ARPG, whereas Path of Exile 2 um, is specifically designed for people who are already ARPG players who understand how the system works and want a more hardcore experience. And that's the challenge that PoE 2 has to face and is working on throughout their early access process, is refining that down so that they can have a more casual friendly game compared to the first game, which is really definitely locked to the hardcore ARPG diehard folks. Um, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we've done a lot of Path of Exile 2 here on the channel. I haven't played in a couple of months, but I own it on the PS5. We've done, I think, three. I did the Monk, the Ranger. Is it called the Ranger? I don't even remember. And then most recently did the Ice Mage. The Ice Mage is my favorite so far. Um, it needs a lot of work. This game also needs a lot of work, but I do think that this is a superior game in terms of what it offers to the average gamer because it's more accessible. And it's a mythology that everyone kind of knows, unless you've been living under a rock. Everybody has learned about the Greek mythos and knows who Hercules and Zeus and Athena are. These stories are embedded in the culture and history of so many different peoples around the world. It's a lot easier to just jump in and play because you have that level of familiarity with knowing who the main characters are, if that makes sense. But I think as far as early access programs go, um, yeah, I'm definitely having more fun with this than PoE 2. Like, I really have only jumped into PoE 2 specifically every couple of months just to test new builds out. And every single time they add more polish, and I'm a little happier with what they're doing. But they still have a long road ahead of them. Yeah, getting rid of XP loss would be a big, big. Yes! I can't read your username because you've got a whole bunch of symbols. XP loss should be an opt-in mechanic for those wanting a harsher experience. That's one of the critiques I have given Path of Exile 2 is that they don't have and this may be something they add later on in the balancing of the game. Like, this game from the get-go has levels of difficulty. Like Diablo 4, you can choose the experience you want to have. Path of Exile 2 has to further refine that system because right now it doesn't exist. Like, there's normal and hardcore. Normal mode is still hardcore, it's just not as hardcore. But things like XP loss should 100% be an opt-in thing for hardcore players, and then have this story mode for everyone else who just wants to have a really, because one of the things I love about Path of Exile is they have a super complex skill tree, and there's some really cool things that you can do with your combinations of abilities, way more customization than you have in this game, right? Because this game, it's a cool skill tree, don't get me wrong, but it's nowhere near as complex as Path of Exile. The problem with it, though, is that there's no entry point for people who might be new, excuse me, to the action RPG genre. And that's the challenge that they face. Because this game, my wife could jump into this game and play it right now because you can run around and shoot mobs on story mode and they don't hurt. Like, I'm just gonna stand here for a minute.